Right, so I started this yesterday. You will have seen me. Hello. I'm right in line with Lucas's bedroom, and last night I looked out of his bedroom window and I went, oh, we could be waving buddies because we're right in line where I am. Anyway, that's besides the point. I started this yesterday. I didn't film any of it because, like I said in the last video, I'm not very confident with most things that I do. And because I hadn't done it for such a long time, I thought, right, I want to get back in the swing of it before I start recording and showing you. So now I've done this section and I'm feeling much more confident again, so I can let you see. So I'm going to be starting here. I think you can see from down there. I will bring you up a bit closer at some point, but I didn't want it to be too wobbly, and I've got my cup of tea to finish. So I've got a section here and then I'll run along there, do that bit, and then obviously work my way down. Right, I've brought you up here with me. I don't know how well it's going to fare because it's a bit blowy today, but we'll see how it goes.
So it's been raining for, wow, yesterday was just a washout. Dawn's got a little house on top of her scaffold, so she was out there yesterday. But there was that much rain, that many drips, couldn't really film any. And this was just put on hold. we just thought it was nice, because the bottom of the house is the priority. We thought it'd be nice just to, rain's just starting now actually today. We thought it'd be nice to go across and just put a sort of level in, just so that when people walk past or whatever, it looks tidier than a bit here and a bit there, before then moving on to the harder lower part. And again, because the bottom's a priority, the top, you know, it will come off. It's going to be the last part to come off. We'll get the bottom done, we'll get the foundations exposed properly. At the moment, I just had a bit of a dig in the past and got somewhere near to stop the rising damp. It is a slow process. People have said about get a jackhammer, get a breaker using SDS drill. We tried the SDS route, the breaker, 6 kilo breaker, 3.5 kilo. And when Tom was here, we both had one each. And it's more successful using the hammer and chisel. Harder, yes, but you get bigger lumps off and you can actually feel what's going on. You know that when your chisel's going in behind the concrete, it's not working its way through some stone which has just got a big lump of lime in between it. So it's a lot more controlled. So yes, we know there are probably faster ways, easier ways I'm not so sure, but this is the way we're doing it. We're not racing, we just want the bottom off so it can dry off before then working on the top. But just because it is a lot more controlled than just using the breaker doesn't mean we won't use it if we get a really hard patch, a patch we think we'll give it a go and we'll see what happens. Hammer and chisel, that's the way we're going. On a whole, that's the way we're doing it. But we just thought it'd be nice to get this sort of exposed and a level before moving on to that side and doing the same that side. Once that's done, it stands a chance Dawn will be done with the scaffold. The scaffold can go up, and then we can start up there. Somebody said, or quite a few people have said, why don't you start at the top and work down and let gravity help? It would help. So if we start at the top, which is across there, that either means we need to try and work our way around the gutter or take the gutter down. Now if we take the gutter down, there is a possibility in its current state it won't go back up. And for those who have been watching for a good while, our water is collected from the rain. Without any gutter, we don't get any water. So that's another reason we've not started at the top. We want to leave the gutter there for as long as possible, without the risk of then not being able to wash, flush the toilet and everything else that goes with rainwater harvesting. We have got the barn, which goes into a tank. We get lots of water off that, but it would still be nice to have a gutter on our house collecting the rainwater. So just in general, it looks a lot nicer to the eye, doesn't it? This corner there, I need the trestles right across, and I'm going to attack that from right moving left. Being right-handed, obviously it's much easier to work from right to left, although I can do a little bit of backhand hammering. But yeah, on a whole, you can see work's being done, but it still looks a little bit tidy at the same time. Roses come out, which is nice. We got 4 or 5 blooms at the moment, and then as it used to be before we got here, we'll try and train that over the door like the lady who used to live here did.
Morning. Right, I'm hoping you can hear me over the top of the mixer, just giving it a clean. I finished the little bit you will have seen yesterday, if I can bring you that way. So this area here, it was being a bit of a pain in the backside, so I turned the camera off and procrastinated a bit, went out the front, have a look at what Ben was doing, have a chat to the farmer neighbour, came back and kind of finished for the day. So we're back again, or I am, to do this section over here. So tie it in with this big chunk, and then that gets us almost to window level. From the ground, this didn't look too bad, but when you actually get up here, it is quite bad and needs quite a lot of rebuilding. That section I did there, and probably a chunk of about that deep. So I'm taking it little patch by little patch, because it's quite loose in places. I'm going to carry on with this right now. Got my tea, obviously, that's important. And I'll just get on with this. I'll turn that way a little bit. There we go. I'll just drink this first, otherwise it'll have dust in it. I've run out of mix. I didn't get quite as much done as I'd hoped. If I can turn... Oh, I'm going to have to take you off the stand. I'll show you in a sec. I wanted to be able to get all of that a little bit done, but I've run out of mix. And I've ummed and ahed, and I thought, shall I make another one? And it's getting on for 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. And you know what? I can't be bothered. So I'm not going to make any more mix. I'll just have a tidy up. I'm listening to, it's been lovely up here, listening to the birds. Well, I don't know if you've seen me with my phone. Depends how Ben edits it. But I've had the Merlin bird app open and just listening to the birds. And this is going to probably make me sound a little bit cuckoo. But there's a couple of birds. There's one bird, I think it's a chaffinch, that in his tweet, he sounds like he's saying stranger. I'll have to see if Ben can find it so you can listen to it, because I've tainted everybody's brains with this that I know, that this bird definitely says stranger. But I found a new one. It was on a walk with Vinny, I heard it, and it's a bird that says, "What you doing?" And I've heard it today, and I'm trying to catch it on the bird app. I think it's possibly a thrush, so I've got to have a listen and see if I can find it, and then I'll see if I can get Ben to do that one too. Because every time I went to listen to it, the wind blew and all the tarps were crinkling, so I couldn't hear it. But trust me, they are saying these words. And I'm not mad. Well, not properly anyway, but... So, because I was going to look for a podcast, and then I thought, well, it's really just nice up here. It's quiet, and then you hear the birds and all the different birds. I'm hoping, somebody asked last week about, in the comments, about the little oak trees. And it was filmed, but Ben forgot to put it in. So if he remembers this week, he's going to try and slot it in somewhere, just to show you the couple of oaks that I have actually planted. I've got 2 in a pot that are not doing the best, but then I did plant 2 down on the land with the other tree. So if Ben remembers, that will be in there as well. I've got one little oak tree there doing really, really well. And another one there. Because for a while, wasn't sure if these were going to live or not. And me and Ash from Morrigan's Cottage back and forward on WhatsApp going, has yours done anything yet? Because we were a little bit wary that we'd killed our oaks, but they're a lot slower than everything else. But both of us now have oaks that are growing. So yeah, once we saw leaves, we WhatsApp pictures and said, look, got some leaves. That's us for the week. And we will see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.